Alright, what is going on, guys? SpitefulHopes back again, coming at you with the gameplay for this mid-month. I do want to quickly say that I have watched it, and I'm just re-recording it simply because I feel like I've rambled on for way too long. And without further ado, I do want to say this, and I want to say this first and foremost before everything. Can Fear Your Own World and Dowsing Your Blood War is now fully in rotation, which means we are most likely going to get Can Fear Your Own World sometime within the next 35 days. I wouldn't be surprised if it's either end of the month for this month or mid-month next month, okay? So just please be mindful of that before you just spend all your orbs. This banner does come out tonight as of the recording of this video. And without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to be watching it. I did download it all, and yeah, let's check it out. Hachigen is probably the character that I'm most hyped for, simply because we've waited 3 fucking years for this dude to be re-released. And without further ado, let's get into it. So good. Alright, so let's rewatch it, and then let's break it down into detail. I love his special. His special looks really good. Now, he does have Frenzy and Debilitator of 5 seconds, which is really good. Paralysis on almost everything except for his barrier. Third strong attack is a full screen, so don't get it twisted. Like, just because you see this animation, like, doesn't mean that that's the full radius and extent of the attack. As you can see here, like, this guy even got hit over there. Another thing to note, I feel like I always vastly underestimate barriers, or at least the range of it. Like, this is not bad range by any means, considering it's a barrier attack. I also really like the barrier in and of itself. I think it's really cute, and I feel like it fits the character. First strong attack has the range and radius of Power Aizen or Dowsing Your Blood or Yamamoto's first strong attack, which is very good, especially considering that this is a melee collision. Now, a lot of people question what I'm saying when I say melee or range collision. What that simply means is how the hit detection works on the back end of K-Lab's infrastructure of their game. Now, what range collision does is it goes through a checks and balance system, and whether or not you actually hit the enemy in front of you goes into some form of RNG mechanic. I don't really know the particulars exactly on how it works. Just know that range collision usually means inconsistent damage, and melee collision usually all the hits hit. So whereas a first strong attack, if it hits the enemy, it has a chance to brush off the enemy and push him to the side, whereas something like this literally just immediately lands all the hits that the enemies in the vicinity of. So they won't be like pushed out of the AoE. They'll literally just take all the hits, usually. Like almost always. I also love his NAD. His NAD is actually really cute. Like, I love that they actually animated it quite a lot as well. Like, as you can see here, it actually like starts to spin into each other. You can see it more during this one. Like, you see them like spinning into each other. I love it. So this character looks like he's going to be a fun character, so I'm really glad that I don't believe K-Lab messed him up by any means. I think that I feel like he fits the way that a Hachigen would play. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, he is a strong attack recharge, frenzy, hollow killer, speed unit. Again, speed hollow killer, right? But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. The paralysis and everything is nice. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. I love her special. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I absolutely adore her special. Let me get that back. There we go. Alright. Now, one thing to note is that this Hiyori is a Hollow Killer along with having Flurry and Poise and Sprinter. Now, one thing that I was a little worried and concerned about, honestly, had to be the range of her nab. I don't particularly care about strong attacks except for her second strong attack, which is an elongated vortex. The enemies will die if you nab them down, which is really, really good. And then on top of that, her first strong attack is a lunge, and then her third strong attack, not full screen, but since she has Flurry and Poise, I usually don't mind. I think that the character that has probably one of the best, I mean, it's considered full screen because it's 1,000 radius, I think, but Cacao Society Soifon. No. Cacao Society Sun, no, jeez, look, I'm brain farting. Parasol Sun. Her third strong attack pulls in the enemies from a really, really, really big radius, and then brings them down, explodes them, but keeps them in a general area, which in my opinion is actually incredibly powerful for a NAD character. So without further ado, this is probably the most important thing, and that is that exact NAD that I just missed. There we go. There we go, okay. So as you can see, the NAD is not quite limited as I expected it to be. Since she doesn't have long reach, one of the things that I was very, very concerned with was the range of her normal attack damage string. This, in my opinion, is incredibly, incredibly hopeful for this character. And yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's very, very good. And Hiyori seems to be just an overall a good character for once in her life. Like, she's gotten her power version, her Christmas version, the other like sad excuse of an attempt to make her viable tech version, and now we finally got the actual one that in my opinion is not complete of a disappointment. Now I do love her little rape face, and I just wanted to pause it on this because I think that I don't know. I personally like the face that she makes here. I think it's funny. So without further ado, the character that I think is most likely going to be the best unit in Banner, in my opinion, is probably going to be this Lisa. And I'll explain later. No, I don't. Okay, so one thing to note is that second strong attack, I don't know how to necessarily feel about it. Let's just type in Lisa real quick. Now that second strong attack is a 350 like attack type, projectile magnification 160, lacerate. Let me compare it to, can I click character here? Perfect, I can. We can compare it to Kisuke. Alright, so I'm bringing up Lisa's second strong attack here along with Speed Kisuke's. Speed Kisuke, in my opinion, has a very bad second strong attack, and as you can see here, the only difference that they have is one is labeled as ranged, one is labeled as melee, simply just so that you can actually guard break the enemy that you're going up against for further attacks. And as you can see here, they literally are exactly the same except for like the base and total damage, which in my opinion is kind of irrelevant. And sure, she has lacerate, which in my opinion makes it obviously it's a better move just because she actually has a status element onto it. But since it plays pretty much the same, it's one of those strong attacks that I don't particularly like. As you can see here, like, I'll play it back. Like, if it plays exactly like that Kisuke's, this hitbox detection is not going to hit as much as you would want. As you can see here, that enemy that got literally penetrated, like, she didn't even like kill the enemy, right? This guy is right here, this guy's right here. Like, she pushes him back, but with that range collision, what it does is it doesn't bleed through the enemy. Matter of fact, it literally hits this enemy and then stops, and then this enemy gets like the end of the attack. As you can see here, this one got lacerated, but this one didn't. And then on top of that, the little amount of damage that these guys took, in my opinion, is very, 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 very bad. Okay, not to detract from the fact that she has a full screen third strong attack and a lunge first attack that, in my opinion, is actually not bad. She doesn't lunge as far as I would like her to, but her having lacerate, strong attack, recharge, hollow killer, honestly, I still, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I still think Fullbring Ichigo is still better than her, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I personally think she's best in Banner, but it's not by much. Hachigen, my only issue is that he's a barrier unit, so he's not going to be able to kill as fast, and barriers, I don't really have very high value for barriers, unless it's like Inheritance Zone or Co-op, and Hiyori has Flurry, so, until I get to actually like fool around and see exactly how her NAD works, I don't want to really like praise her overly, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention, Flurry is still like the best skill you could possibly get to a character in terms of just raw damage output. Without further ado, like, this banner does come out. This banner does come out tonight. Let me know in the comments below who you're most excited for, and let me know exactly what you guys. Let me know how many orbs you plan to do on this banner. Like, I'm planning to just do 250. Just keep it short, simple, to the point. I'm not going to do a multi because I just kind of want to... If I get a character early, great. If I don't get a character, then oh well. But, I already spent 3 years of my life on this game. I don't mind doing singles. But I'm going to leave it at that. You'll know this guy's grind. I'll catch you up, pick me up, stay blessed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. I hope you enjoyed this video. And, yeah. Stay blessed, y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.